Hey everybody, it's Jacqui here from Smile Media and thank you so much for being here today and welcome to this video, how to make your Facebook post stand out. So are you in business at the moment? Have you maybe not started yet but you're looking to? Do you want to use social media as a platform to advertise your business? Maybe you're in health, maybe you're in fitness, maybe you're a consultant, or do you have an e-commerce store or a brick and mortar? Or maybe you're looking to start a business and branch out. Have you been doing it for a while perhaps and you're wanting to know the latest trends, what's happening, how marketing has changed, and you want to be making sure that you're doing it right? Or do you help others to advertise on social media? Are you a freelancer? Or maybe you've got a business in social media management and you want to know how to make Facebook posts stand out because you know it's important that the more a Facebook post or a social media post stands out, the more viewers it gets, the more leads it gets, the more traffic it gets, and ultimately that leads to the most conversions. So if you would like that solution, I'm going to show you exactly how to get it today, the latest tricks, so you're on top of your social media game. But first, before we get into that, I would like to just say really quickly, who I am and why I'm speaking to you today. So I'm Jacqui and I've been in business for about 4 years now. And at the start of my business, I actually had a boyfriend on the side who was like a behind the scenes helper. And he helped and brought a lot to the table that I didn't have. So he had different skills to the skills I had. So he had more skills and he had a lot more confidence and really good at stress management and handling those difficult, tricky situations. He was also good at IT and all of those kind of things. And so he had strengths that I didn't have as much. And so when my boyfriend left me, I really struggled in my business because I felt like, well, not only did my confidence struggle in terms of, my boyfriend had left me, but also I'd lost a business partner. And that was really hard because I was thinking, am I strong enough on my own now? Is my business strong enough? Because I felt like, with him, we were at a certain level. And then when he left, I felt like we'd dropped down a few levels and it was just me. And I had lost all those skills that he had, that when he left, he took those skills that he had with him. So I was thinking, that my business wasn't as strong as it used to be. And you know what? I decided that I was right. I decided, the fact was he had skills that I didn't have. And that was the reality of the situation. And when he left, he took those skills and therefore my business had a hole in it. I was missing these vital skills that I previously had, and that meant my business wasn't as strong as it used to be. Now, I decided that wasn't good enough. I love my business. I love working with people. I love helping people so much. I decided I needed to be able to sustain my business on my own, and I wanted to be as strong without him in the picture. So what I decided to do is I decided to work on all of those skills that he brought to the table that I didn't have. So to build those skills up. So I decided to work on my confidence, on my stress management, and all of those skills. And the way I did it is I did online courses, I met with professionals, and I slowly built up these skills. And so when he left a hole in my business. Well, it felt like a hole. And as I worked on these skills and slowly got better and my confidence increased and, my stress management increased and all of these skills increased, what happened is this hole slowly started to fill up. If you can imagine, it slowly started to fill up as my skills increased. And what I did is when the hole fully filled up, I was back at that level that I was at when I was with him. I'd recovered. But I decided not to just stop there because I realized that increasing my skills increased the success of my business. So what I did instead was I decided to keep working on those skills, make them stronger, work on other areas that weren't that strong, and to ultimately, move up a level. So not just be at the level that I was at with my ex, but move up to a higher level than that. So I kept working on skills and different skills, and I found that the more I worked on these skills and all these different skills, my business got stronger. And so this like flats, because it's from a hole turned the whole field. I kept filling it. So it turned into a little hill. My business turned into a little hill because it got stronger. It got more successful. And the more I worked on these skills, the more this little hill slowly got stronger and stronger and taller and higher and turned into a bigger hill. And then, I made bigger changes in my business. I worked on harder skills. And the more I worked on my skill sets, the more my business grew. And all of a sudden, I had a mountain of a business that I'm so proud of to have today. And I thank it all to working on my skills. And if it wasn't for my ex leaving me, I don't think I would have ever realized that, I had that potential. That, the weaknesses in my business, I could work on and I could grow. And so that's brought me here today, because I want to be able to help you if social media is, something you want to work on. Maybe you don't understand it yet, and you want to learn the skill. Or maybe you have some base knowledge and you want to increase your skill in social media. And maybe you want to increase your post performance and get more leads from a post, more clicks and more sales. If you want to increase your social media skill and your social media post performance, this video is perfect for you. And I can't wait to tell you exactly how to do it. What are the latest trends? What's best practice today? What works for me consistently and reliably in my business and in my clients' businesses? Okay, so if this sounds good to you, perfect. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's get started. So, here is a summary of that covers everything that you need to know, a good old summary. So this is a diagram, and at the top I've got highly visible. This refers to a highly visible post. At the bottom of the diagram, so you go down the line, is invisible. This is an invisible post. Maybe Facebook's hiding your posts. On the left, we've got right fit. So this is the right type of client. And on the right, we've got wrong fit, or the wrong type of client. So what I'm trying to say here is if you do a post that's highly visible and you're attracting the right fit or the right type of client, what that will lead to is an easy sale and a happy client. Doesn't that sound good? But if you've got a post and you've posted it and it's highly visible, but you're attracting the wrong fit or wrong type of client, what this will lead to is a difficult sale and, quite frankly, a bad client. And we all know what this is and we all try to avoid it. And if you've got a post that's attracting the right client, the right fit, but it's invisible, what this will lead to is a missed out opportunity on an easy sale. And I don't want you to miss out on these opportunities, because if you're doing all of the right things, but if your post is invisible, then you'll miss out on easy sales. Does that make sense? And if your post is invisible and you're attracting the wrong client, well, quite frankly, I just call it not a chance. I call this category just, put it to the side, move on. We do not want to be working with the wrong client. And if your post isn't working, that doesn't matter, just not a chance. So ultimately, today, my goal is to help you to attract more of this top left category. I want your post to be highly visible and attracting the right clients so you get easy sales and happy clients in your business. Does that sound good? And what I also want is you could be currently missing out on easy sale opportunities and helping people. So I want to make your post do the right things, follow the right steps, follow the rules, do the right things according to best practice today so you do not miss out on easy sales and helping people. Okay, perfect. So if this sounds good, let's get started right into the steps of how to do this and achieve this in your business or for your businesses if you work in freelance or social media management. Okay, here are the 5 steps to make your Facebook post stand out. Step 1 is to get more post viewers using contrast. So what this means is the more people viewing your post, ultimately, the more sales you can get from that post. Does that make sense? So I want a high amount of people viewing your post because that means a high amount of people can you can convert into a sale from that post. Yeah? So what you need to do is there are lots of posts on social media. We've got so many platforms, and on each of these platforms, so you've got Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat, all of these platforms, we've got so many posts within a platform. It's noisy, it's busy, there's lots and lots of posts. So what you need to do is you need to contrast and you need to stand out from what all of your competitors are doing. And what I mean by contrast is black versus white. So if their post is black, your post is white. If their post is white, your post is black. Because what does that do? That makes when your ideal client is looking, yours stands out. You stand out as the solution. Does that make sense? We need to stand out on social media because there's lots of posts and you need to stand out using contrast. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Step 2 is be social on social media. This might sound silly, but this is so incredibly important. The biggest mistake I see in marketing today is that people are just pushing out promotional posts. And it doesn't work because, quite frankly, people and your audience have come onto social media, say Facebook, they've come onto Facebook to talk and interact with maybe their family that might be local or family that are overseas, their friends, their community. If they see a promotional post, they're just going to scroll right past. But if they see a picture of their family, they'll actually stop and look because that's why they're on social media. So does it make sense to you that if you've posted actually maybe a picture of yourself, for example, that they're more likely to stop and look at that post because it could be a friend or a family member? Using pictures of yourself will increase the amount of people viewing your post and reading it. And ultimately, that leads to more sales in your business. Okay? So step 3 is make people read it. So, we've talked about making people view your post, but I want people to read your post because I'm assuming you're an expert in your field. You know what you're talking about. I'm assuming you've got so much knowledge in your head that you can just give them and you can help people. And that's probably why you're in business today, to help people, to make a difference. Maybe you want to leave a legacy and impact on this world. So I want people to read your post. And the reason I stress this so much is because if I can help you to make your leads and people read your post, it means that when they're reading it, they're actually being educated. They're being educated of how intelligent you are and how much you know and how you can fix their problem. And if people know that, they're more likely to buy your service because they trust you, because they've learned and they understand that you can help them and you can be the solution to their problem. Okay, and step 4, only use the most popular emojis. If you don't know what emojis are, they're those little cartoon graphics that you might see in a Facebook post or in Messenger. These little drawings. They're like a picture of a face, and there's a kissing emoji, there's smiling, there's palm trees. But what I want you to do is only use the most popular emojis that are the most effective right now, today, in marketing, that will get you the most results, because certain emojis stand out more than other emojis, and certain emojis mean things. Emojis actually create an emotional reaction. They have each emoji has, so each of these little drawings or stickers, they have a meaning behind them. So if you're using the right emoji and the right meaning, it communicates the right thing to your customer. And therefore, this can lead to more sales. Also, and the emojis, they just stand out on the newsfeed and make your Facebook post stand out, which is what we want, am I right? And lastly, step 5, draw attention to your call to action. Now, this is so important. So your call to action is what you say in your post after the customer has read your post, what action you tell them to take next. So your call to action could be to buy a ticket to your next event. It could be to go to your website. Maybe you've got an e-commerce website, to make a purchase, to use a coupon, to sign up to your newsletter, to download your ebook. Your call to action is whatever you decide. And it's the action that you're telling your client or customer or person reading your post to take once they've finished reading your post. So the thing is, if the more attention we draw to that call to action, the more people that will take that action, and ultimately the higher the conversion percentage. So if you want someone to say, buy a ticket to your event, I want to draw more attention to what you want, because that will lead to more people doing it because more people see it. Yep. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. Let's dive right in right now into step 1, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Step 1, get post viewers using contrast. There are lots of posts on social media. If you want your post to stand out, you need to use contrasting fonts. So the benefits of using contrasting fonts rather than just the typical font, that when you go to type in something on social media, just the font that it automatically posts in. The benefit of using contrasting fonts and different fonts is that it easily makes you stand out from competitors. You'll get quick results and get more sales. So here's an example of the wrong thing to do. So this is just posting your text and not using different fonts. Now this is wrong because it won't make your post stand out on Facebook. And see here, I've got 5 comments and 5 people engaging and saying they're interested in my service from this post. But have a look at this. It's the exact same text. This post is the exact same text as that last one, but it's got far more greater result. It's got 135 people, 135 comments of people saying they're interested in my service. And that's because I've used the different fonts that makes my post stand out on the newsfeed. Do you see the different font at the top there? So I've used different fonts just in the heading and just in group hashtags, which I don't know if you know group hashtags, but some groups, Facebook groups, they say you can post on a certain day using a certain hashtag. You can use that to your advantage and use a different font for it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now. Okay, everybody, so what I want you to do is Google Lingo Jam fancy text generator and you'll get a web page that looks just like this. And what you need to do is paste your headline here, just your headline. Headline goes here. I don't want you to put any other bit of your post other than the headline. So think a newspaper. The headline is just the title. I want you to just have the title of your post here. And what you do is on the right, all of these fonts that you can use on Facebook will appear. And just scroll down and you'll see my favorite one. And the reason it's my favorite is because it gets the most results. I've tested heaps and this one endlessly gets more consistent and reliable results more than the rest of them. And the way to be able to tell which font this one is to use in your headline on your Facebook post is it's bold, it's clean, it's easy to read. There we go. This font right here. And the way to use it in your Facebook post is just highlight the whole and copy and paste it into Facebook. It's that easy, and this will get you way more results than if you don't do it. Okay, perfect. Let's get back into the presentation. So step 2, be social on social media. People are on social media to be social. The reason people go on social media is to, like I was saying before, maybe they want to talk to their friend, to see what their family's up to overseas, to see what their cousin, their cousin's wedding photos. People are on social media to be social. Using a picture of yourself will increase viewers, engagement, and sales. It's called Facebook, not logo book. So the correct way to actually post and use your image on Facebook is like this. So when you set up your page, you can change it now, you can change it today. The way to do it is I highly recommend your Facebook page, so your business page, the photo to be a picture of you. And the reason I recommend this is because I've tested it and I've seen more results in both my business and clients' businesses when they use a picture of themselves. And this is because it's called Facebook. People want to see your face. They want to communicate with a person, not with a company. So I also recommend in the name of your page to include your name in it, dash your company name. See how I've done Jacqui Hutton, dash Smile Media, which is my company name. So it's called Facebook, so therefore I want you to use pictures of yourself. And if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable by that, I highly recommend you just to think about it. If you want sales in your business and you're serious about that and you're serious about using social media, trust me, the way to get results is to be social on social media, to be real, to be human. We're all human. We're not perfect. And people want to see you because business is more and more these days about interacting with people and your story and what your business is really about than about just a company name. So that's the correct example. I'm going to now show you the wrong example. This is a no-no. Do not do this. So logo book. It's not called logo book. So you will get less results, far, far, far less results if you use a picture that's a logo for your Facebook page picture. See there how it's a logo, which is Smile Media, my logo, and then the name of the Facebook page is Smile Media. You will get more results if you use the previous example and use a picture of yourself and your name in the business page. It's best practice and it will get you the most results. Perfect. Now we've covered that, let's talk about the actual post and what to include in the actual post in the image. So I've tested both and I've seen consistent, reliable results and high results when I use a picture of myself. This is because using a picture of myself helps me to easily stand out on a newsfeed from competitors because I'm being me rather than just a picture of a company. It gets quicker results and it will get more sales because people are on social media to be social. Pictures of yourself will get more sales. Now let me just zoom in more to show you what I mean. So this post here was unsuccessful with the X. It's a picture that I've included text in, and I do not recommend that you use any text in the image when you post, because it will not get you as much results as if you use a picture of yourself or a picture of a person. And I'm not saying a stock photo, that you buy off the internet. I want a real image of real people, because you can tell the difference. So this post here got 2 likes. That's 2 likes, not 2 sales, not 2 clicks. That post was not successful. It did nothing for my business. Whereas alternatively, this post here, 103 comments, 103 people, much higher than the previous post, 103 people saying they're interested in my service. And the reason this post stands out is because it's a picture of me. And people see that as they're scrolling through their newsfeed. They think, oh, who's this? Maybe I know her. Maybe they've met me. Maybe they're family. Maybe they're friends. Maybe I met them at a networking event. It's more personal and you'll get way more engagement. And if you're thinking, but Jacqui, I have a product. That's fine. Include your product in your picture. Hold it. If you're a photographer, hold your camera in your photo. It will be great. Hold whatever product it is. Or if it's a service, you could be near the service. You could have the service in the background. As long as it's a real picture of you, it will be far more successful. Perfect. So are we all up to date? Perfect. Let's move on. Okay, step 3, make people read it. Now, I know this is super blunt and super straight to the point, but I want people to read your post. And I said it earlier, but I'm just going to quickly recap right now why. So if people read your post, they will learn about what you do. They will build trust by reading it and be educated, so they're more likely to make a sale if they understand what you do. So we want people to read your post. But the thing to note is reading online is harder than reading a book. People will not read book paragraphs. People will read book paragraphs, but they will not read long paragraphs on social media. This is important to note. So if you want people to read your post, you can't be posting a slab of text, because most people will scroll past it. And that's missed opportunity, missed sales, missed customers every time someone scrolls past your post. So here are some examples of what's the right and wrong way to post. So let's zoom in first on the wrong way to post. So here's an example of the wrong way to post. See how this is just a slab of text? It looks like a book. People will read this in a book, yes, but they will be less inclined to read this on social media, because social media is such a noisy platform. There's a lot going on, but also the light of the screen is quite bright. It's harder to read, and you'll find people will scroll past this because it's harder to read. People will also scroll past posts that look like this. Why? Because there's so much going on. It's so busy. It looks a bit overwhelming. It takes effort to read. To read that I have to actually think and sit and look and read each line. And the reason it's so busy is because there's multiple fonts in multiple places. I only want you to put a font in the heading. That's it. And if you're posting in a group and the group has a hashtag, do that hashtag promote in a font as well. That's it. There's also emojis everywhere in this post, and they're just too much. I don't want you to do that. I want you to only do emojis for lists. So if you've got dot points of what you're saying or what you're teaching in a post, maybe it's actionable steps someone can take to resolve whatever pain point you're talking about. Do emojis there as like the dot points, but don't put them anywhere else, because you're potentially risking losing customers and risking having a post look like this. What I do want you to try and achieve is to make your post look exactly like this. So I want your post to be clean, to have spacing in between the lines. See it? Do you see how this is so much easier to read? It's easy to read the lines. It's easy to read the post. People will read something that's easy to read. It's just how it works. So the way to make people read your post is to have spacing, ultimately. That's the goal. So I want you to put spacing after most sentences. It's breathing space. It makes it easier to read. And the benefits of having spacing is people won't scroll past your post. So that means you won't lose sales. People won't skim your post. They'll actually read it. And what this ultimately leads to is you will get paid more because more people will be reading your post, engaging with it. More people will get trust in you because they will understand you and your business and why you're so good at what you do because they've read it. So you will get paid more. Step 4, only use popular emojis. So emojis are those little stickers, those little pictures of, I'll show you in a second, you know, there's smiley faces that you see on social media all the time. So I want you using emojis, but I only want you to use the most popular emojis. And the reason I want you to use emojis is because emojis attract attention and build emotion. Using the wrong emoji will cause the wrong emotion. So we want you to use emojis because you will get more attention from your post. You will attract more clients if you use the right emojis. So here's a chart from bad to good with neutral in the middle, and in it I've actually included what emojis don't work in bad, what emojis work that are just good everyday emojis, great, you can't really go wrong with them in neutral, and in good I've included the emojis that work best and what they work best for. So I hope you find this super valuable. So I'm going to zoom in now to bad, what emojis you need to avoid. So bad, these, and just for a moment, just to stop you right there, I'm going to show you how to get emojis in 1 second, but first I'm just going to tell you what to avoid. So what emojis don't work? Black emojis. Don't use black emojis, and the reason for this is your post is already black and white. So there's no added value to use a black emoji. It doesn't make your post stand out more in a newsfeed, and that's what we want to do. We want your post to stand out more on a newsfeed because more people will see it and more people will buy from you. I also do not want you to use irrelevant or highly detailed emojis. This is because it can confuse your audience, and therefore as soon as you confuse someone, they'll turn away. People don't want to be made to feel stupid, so you do not want to confuse your customers. Okay, so neutral's next. So these emojis work. They really do. So they're just star emojis and the lightning strike and yellow emojis. So these ones in this image, they work. They do. They work across the board for a lot of different businesses. They're just successful. And I highly recommend you to use them on lists. So if you've made a post and you've taught something in the post, and if you, for example, to use these as bullet points in your post, because that will increase engagement and increase the amount of people reading your post and actually enjoying it. These make your posts more engaging and more enjoyable to read. So I highly recommend you do that because you will get more results and get paid more from doing that. And lastly, the best emojis, the best practice, the emojis that work best. So the cross emojis work best for myths. So if you've made a post and you're saying anything that's a myth or that's a lie in a post, cross emojis, use them there. Tick emojis, they work best for if you're listing in your post. Once again, these are all bullet points. Think bullet points. So if you're listing anything in your post that are features or benefits of your service or inclusions, list them with a tick emoji. That's great. That's best practice. And lastly, fire emoji. That creates energy. That represents energy. Also great for lists if you're representing energy. Maybe it's an online course that you're selling. You know, you want people to be super enthusiastic and super engaged because you're so excited. You want them to be excited. Use some fire emoji. It will work. Or maybe you're a personal trainer and your business is all about energy. Use that. It will work. So those are the emojis that work best at the moment. So as I said before, I'm going to tell you right now how to get emojis. So what you need to do is on a different computer, it works differently. If you're on a Mac and you're on your computer, the way to get an emoji is to go up to the menu, so hover over the menu, go edit, emojis and symbols, and click that, and see that? See the most frequently used, the ones I just recommended? That's because they work. Alternatively, if you're on your phone, next to the typing box, there will be a button you can press, and I want you to press that button. So within the typing box where you would write your message, where you would leave a response, where you would type your post, click that and you'll see an emoji option. If you've got any questions, just Google it. It will be super helpful, or send me a message. I'm happy to help you if you've got you're a bit confused, because this will help you get paid more in your business, because it will make your post stand out more. And that's what I want for you. So if you have a question, please feel free to message me. But please do bear in mind that I do have a lot of clients, so I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. Okay. Let's move on. Step 5, draw attention to your call to action. People need to be told what action to take after they read your post. Otherwise, they will hit like and move on. Now, likes aren't sales, and I'm sure you can relate to that. No one cares for a like. Literally, Facebook and Instagram do not care for likes so much that they've removed the visibility of likes. Likes aren't important. We do not want people liking posts. We do not care for it if they do or if they don't. What we do want, though, is for people to take an action after they've read your post, to do whatever you want them to do next. Do the next step. So, for example, to go to your website, to get a ticket, to buy a product, to download your ebook, to get your checklist. The action you want them to take next is what you want them to do after they've read your post. Okay, so the more visible your call to action is, the more sales you will get from it. Does that make sense? Because the more visible it is on your post, the more sales you'll get, because the more people will see it. So for example, if you wanted to people to go to your website after they've read your post, the more visible we make that request and make that encouragement, the more people that will actually see it, the more people will do it, the more people that will end up on your website, and the more sales you'll get from that. So I want to make your call to action highly visible so you get more sales in your business. So how to make your call to action highly visible? Step 1, put your call to action under the headline. So headline is the title of your post. So think of a newspaper, the top, there's headlines, and then the section begins. So put the call to action right under the headline. Step 2, add the call to action to the end of your post. So the very last thing you see. So that's the importance for that is, so if someone's read your post from start to finish, they need to be told at the end what to do next. You don't want them to read your post from start to finish, think, oh, that's a really great post, and then like it and scroll on. You want them to be taking action. You want them to be, downloading your ebook, typing I'm in to get your free guide. You want them to be taking action. So you need to add it to the end of your post. And step 3, make your call to action bold. So I'm saying literally make it bold. Command or Control B, highlight it, Command or Control B, make the call to action bold, because bold contrasts on a newsfeed, so it stands out. Contrasting makes it stand out. More people will see it. It will be more visible. More people will actually action it. You will get more sales and more money that way. So those are the 3 steps to make your call to action highly visible. Okay, perfect. So that's it, guys. That's the 5 steps. Well done on watching this video. Tune in next time to watch 10 social media myths that coaches tell their students. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.